Today on Tonka Talks, we look at a student with merit and a little bit of fame.
We prepare for Spirit Week.
We find out what a griffin says.
And we get to know our new principal.
Right here, right now on Tonka Talks.
Hey, let's go!
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispers, kid, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face, somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look.
Good morning, Minnetonka. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Maddie. Welcome to Tonka Talks. Today is September 22nd, 2017.
Our first story today is about a junior named Maddie Peter.
Maddie is a violinist on the rise with great skill and a bright future.
The Tonka News team sent out AJ and Justin to talk with her about her experiences.
I started playing violin in 5th grade, and I didn't really know how serious I was going to be about it back then. I just thought it was fun. And in middle school I practiced a little bit, but it didn't really happen until high school when I really grew, and now it's like a huge part of my life and I practice all the time. Well, I decided to audition this year because of my private tutor. He told me that it'd be a good idea, and they're going to Europe this summer, so I would really like to do that. I was really nervous for the auditions, and I did not expect to get 5th chair because I knew my competition is really good because they're from Kansas City on the Missouri and the Kansas side. We performed the national anthem, the Royals game, and that was a really cool experience. I was a little bit nervous, mostly because we had to have the music memorized, and I didn't want to mess up in front of that many people, but it worked out. Well, being out on the field was crazy because there's thousands of people watching. It's the biggest audience I've ever performed for by far.
Maddie's success is an example of hard work paying off.
Out of 40 violins, 5th chair, I was really happy with that.
A true pinnacle of achievement.
Last week we did a story on Griffin grounds and asked you guys what new flavors you like the most via online poll. The two choices of flavors were frozen mocha frappuccino and strawberry banana smoothie.
The results were that 38% of voters chose the frozen mocha, while 62% chose the strawberry banana smoothie. Now on to more serious topic.
For several years, North Kansas City School District has provided students and staff with the means to report crimes to help stop students from harming themselves or each other. This can also help students who may suffer from abuse or neglect and help us to reduce crimes in our community. Remember, this is all anonymous information to help solve or prevent crimes going on in our Griffin community. There are now many more ways to access this resource. You can download the app, use the website p3tips.com. You can also call 816-474-8477. Again, this is completely anonymous, and you can upload photos and videos and files through this service.
Each of you make up our first line of defense. We hope that you will take this opportunity to download the app today. If you are in need of service hours or just something to do, stop by Mid-Continent Public Library. They're looking for volunteers to read to the elementary school students.
Don't forget, Thursday, October 5th is a Dig for the Cure. All 4 high schools in the district compete in volleyball matches with the purpose of raising funds and awareness for breast cancer. Remember, admission is $3 for students and $5 for adults.
It's not too late to join the homecoming parade. If interested, talk to your club sponsor about joining or talk to Miss Green. The parade starts at 1 p.m. Friday, September 29th.
If you are a small group or your classmates want to help with doing the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning, please speak to Ms. Callahan.
Next week is Spirit Week.
Josie and Miranda went to find how you can show your Tonka pride.
Make sure you play your part in next week's Spirit Week and go all out. There are prizes for the best dress for each day. Stop by C22 to enter for daily contests.
One of the themes for this school year is what it means to be a griffin. Maddie and I went around asking students and staff a question related to this.
But there's one sound that no one knows.
What does a griffin say?
Rah, 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 rah.
Raw. Yeah.
Kara. Kara. Rah, rah. Chirp, chirp. Yeah.
Meow.
Oh no.
Woo! Caw. Meow. Rauka.
Rar?
Oh!
RXD.
Hey, aren't you that guy from that one TV show? All right, anyway.
Wow, I never knew a griffin sounded like that. For our final story today, there has been some big changes to Winnetonka's rules and administration.
One of our correspondents, Jeffrey, went and sat with the new principal, Dr. Johnson, to get more details.
As some of you may know, we have not only a new principal, but an entirely new administration team. And everyone who attended here before this school year has definitely found out that a few rules have been adjusted. To find the purpose with these implementations and other plans for the future, I sat down with our principal, Dr. Eric Johnson. Every principal has an ambition that keeps them passionate about serving students. I asked what his was.
Serve kids. Serve kids is always my main goal, no matter what. Just making sure that I provide opportunities for kids, make sure they realize that first and foremost that the people who work here care about them and that we want what's best for them. Make sure that that our teachers exude that as well, because it's not just about teaching math, science, and social studies. It really is about connecting with students.
With these implementations of new rules, we have to ask ourselves how, and why.
So when you talk about implementing rules, like when we sit down as an admin team, and then also as well as with students and teachers, we wanted to develop a system that was intentional. We want Winnetonka to be student-centered. So every single decision that we made was with the student at the forefront in mind. I started observing the school, had some sit-down meetings with students, and I had about 85 one-on-one conversations with adults who work in this building. And I took what people thought about Winnetonka, what they thought was going well, what they thought it meant to be a griffin, what they felt needed some attention and to change, and I took that into account. The goals that we set from how we interacted and engaged with one another in the hallways and the relationships we build to adding 2 minutes for passing period.
We proceeded to go a little more in depth on the increased amount of passing time.
Adding 2 minutes to passing period, it seems like something small. But when we thought about, okay, so we have kids who are in class for about 85, 86 minutes, and then we're giving them 5 minutes passing in the hallway to socialize, to use the restroom, to go to the locker, and that just wasn't enough time. So we talked about what does it look like to give students a couple more minutes to make sure that we decrease tardies, we increase their focus time in class, and then also give them a humane amount of time to get from point A to point B. Because the goal is to make sure that we focus on academics and student need. We're limiting the number of students who are in the hallway by only allowing 2 passes in every single classroom at a time. And then also we know exactly where that student's coming from and that they were given a pass by their teacher, as opposed to potentially just carrying around a planner and saying that you have a pass from someone else. It's not saying that we don't trust our students, but it's really putting structures in place to make sure that we can maximize their in-class time and then also provide a space that is safe and secure for everyone.
Usually, with change comes conflict with change. Has there been any conflict so far?
You know, surprisingly, I have not heard complaints. So it depends on how students frame it. So they say, man, you guys seem pretty strict this year. But when they say strict, that means it seems really structured. It seems like we're being intentional in how we're doing things, like the hall pass system. We went away from planners and signing planners to having hall passes in every single classroom.
You may have caught something that he said earlier, what it means to be a griffin. I asked him to elaborate on that, because what does it mean to be a griffin?
It means so many different things, and I think that's what I've come to realize just in conversation with students, alumni, teachers in this building. It means so many different things to different people, but I think the foundation of it is 2 words that come out every single time: family, and pride. The biggest thing is people are interconnected here. It means that you recognize that what you do is not only either benefiting or harming you, but it impacts multiple people around you. The teachers who work here, they work here for our students, and they realize that the work that they're doing in their classroom is connected to the work that their colleague is doing, and if we do it all together, then our students will be best served. Being a Griffin also means to have pride. It means understanding that this is our place. This is who we are, and we have to embrace it, and we have to own it, and people love this school.
He not only believes in Tonka pride, but has an entire acronym of his own.
I'm the kind of guy who is big on symbols and who's big on the why. Why do we do the things that we do? And I came up with this concept of Tonka True through and through. So Tonka True is tradition, respect, unity, and excellence. And those are those pillars or those characteristics that I would like every single Griffin to exude. And we have to figure out how do we get Griffins to exude those characteristics, along with the acronym of pride, being prepared, respectful, involved, driven, and engaged. So those are the things that we want Griffins to be.
Someone who focuses on practicality, structure, and pride? Sounds like a fair representative of Winnetonka. This is Jeffrey Rooks signing out for Tonka Talks.
Hopefully that fills you in a little more on what's going on, as well as who our principal is.
That's all for this week. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Maddie.
Tune in next week for another episode of Tonka Talks.
And don't forget to follow us on social media.
Just let me bless this, setting off the record. Competitors, let's just talk that as an L, cause you versus us is chess.